Episode 48, a 2-year anniversary.
We are back for another episode on location at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Key Realty.
Whoop, whoop.
I am Mike Mitchell. I'm here along with my esteemed mortgage extraordinaire, David Underwood.
Whoa, mortgage extraordinaire.
And of course, the man, Mr. Hooper.
What's up, everybody?
What up, man? What up,
Special
though?
edition of the Real Estate Tailgate.
Yeah, I got a new title, man. Mortgage extraordinaire. Must be our anniversary or something, huh? Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. It's a classic. Flintstones classic.
I love it.
2 years. Thank you for everyone listening out there.
Yeah, man. Wow,
Amazing.
2 years,
2 years.
already.
Crazy.
Yeah,
You got my party hat in the shot, dude?
I do.
Oh, all right.
I do.
I'll take one of the favors here.
There you go.
I think I picked, what color did I put on? Purple?
Purple.
Yeah, what's up with that? What is that, Minnesota Vikings?
Exactly. Because that's one of the topics we're going to hit on just briefly today.
I think I know why.
You think you know why, right?
Purple
Yeah.
people eaters.
We're gonna go all the way back to the draft when Minnesota first took JJ. And what did I say? What did I say?
Bust.
I said I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna make it.
I said bust.
Yeah. I think you probably did say
I think I did
flat
say
out
that.
bust.
Yeah.
I said possible bust, but
I don't think he's a bust, but he's not.
yeah. Well, we're
not a
gonna
hit
see.
either.
He didn't have a lot of good luck as far as health wise and stuff like that. You know, unfortunately,
You know
the
what
first
thing is?
couple of years.
I said that 2 years ago, but I like him now. He seems like a good dude.
Well, yeah, I don't dislike the guy, but you know,
Well, I wasn't a fan because that block M and
yeah,
you know
that's
I wasn't slappy like Mr. Hooper, but it's all right.
yeah. There's a lot of guys from Michigan that are good dudes, but they're still from Michigan, so they can't wipe that off.
Careful, Hutch might come to get you.
But anyway, yeah. So I threw the purple party hat on just
Oh, jeez. Thanks for the warning.
just to bring that up about JJ because who did Minnesota pick up?
Kyler
Kyler
from Arizona.
Yeah, was Kyler number 9 too?
I don't know if he was. I don't think so.
I don't think
Or
so.
number 6. I don't know. I'm bad with player numbers, but anyway, especially on other teams. But anyway, yep, Kyler Murray is a Viking now.
He is.
And so I guess JJ and Kyler will be competing.
Yeah.
How's that going to go, Doc?
You know, I'm a realist, and yeah, I think 9 is out. I think he'll be.
What?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If anything,
I think so.
If anything that he's shown me in the last couple years, and even in college, I think sometimes when the chips are down, I think he performs a little bit better.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Didn't he? He had an injury last year, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He had a couple.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what
no,
I
the
said.
first year he didn't play at all because of injury, but then
I know,
he played
but-
last year and did some
Yeah.
ups and downs.
Yeah, he had an
But he
injury. and
ended
then
with an injury again,
And then he
right?
got another
Yeah.
injury.
Just need to keep that dude in a bubble.
Actually, I think he got injured when he heard Kyler Murray got signed. So
But yeah, the Kyler Murray memes, I should have brought them all with me. They were flying. I was dying all week laughing. I won't even get
my
into them
God.
all.
There-
But there's some good memes out there.
well, we haven't taped in a few weeks. The last time we taped, it was a virtual, and
Yep.
I think we had some technical issues, so we just got the audio, which is
audio.
cool.
No one wants to see us anyways.
Well, we
If
don't
we're
want
being honest, no one wants to listen to us either.
we don't want to see you because I think you were tanning during the recording,
Yeah.
right? Down in Florida.
Yeah, he was treasure hunting.
I got a face for radio.
But so lots happened in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that,
Let's go. Lions free agency. Man.
yeah, free agency started.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the
Now, a lot of people have been critical. Social media has been blowing up How do you feel about it?
About the Lions?
Yes.
I'm not critical.
I'll
be honest with you. I'm not critical at all because, to be honest, a lot of the guys that have left, like that were free agents.
I thought there's some good moves made.
Well, there were some good moves made, and there were, and when I say good moves made, there were free agents that we did not re-sign. And to be honest, most of the ones that we did not re-sign that signed elsewhere, I think I kind of expected them to be gone. Like Anzalone, I expected him to be gone. Most of them I expected to be gone.
Yes.
I'm not critical at all.
Okay, let's start with before the free agency, the trade. David Montgomery, one of my favorites.
That one hurt.
Yeah, that one did hurt.
One of my favorite players, damn. I mean,
yeah, same here.
Damn. But looking at it logically, it was the right move.
Yeah.
You cannot have two RB1s. We can't afford to have two RB1s.
Exactly.
We were lucky enough to be able to do it with Gibbs under the rookie contract and the way we had Montgomery in there, the way he was structured. We were damn lucky for those years to have that. Plus, Montgomery wants to go somewhere. He wanted to go somewhere else.
He wants. I think he wants to be RB1. A shot to be an RB1.
He wants more touches. Yeah.
Yeah. Which you can't, and you can't fault him. It's not.
No, I'm bummed. I miss him. I've been a fan of his since he played for Chicago. So it wasn't just a Lions slappy, but I think it was the right move. And then in free agency, we pick up Pacheco.
Yeah.
For $1 million for a 1-year deal for 1.8. That was a good deal.
That was a steal.
And we also got in the Montgomery trade a 4th-round pick this year, which early on we were short of picks.
Yeah.
We needed more picks. We got a 4th round this year.
We still need more.
6th round next year, and we got an offensive lineman, Juice. Right?
I'm giving the Lions 2 picks because we need more. Okay. I don't know where they're coming from. I think out of my ass, but I'm giving the Lions 2 more picks.
I kind of like what they've done. I'm confused. Everyone's bitching at Holmes, but everyone's like, we got to fix that offensive line. He made several moves on the offensive line. And everyone's still not happy.
Well, I'll tell you.
Cade Mays was a good pick. That was a good signing.
I think both of the offensive line picks were good picks. Okay, especially Cade, because at least
that was a good signing.
At least Cade plays center and tackle, right? And because he's experienced at both.
Then we signed Larry Borum, tackle from the Dolphins.
Yep. He's an experienced tackle. So once again, I'm not critical of the moves of people that left. However, my big however, I'll be honest with you, right now at this point, I'm a little worried. I'm not critical. I'm worried because it just seems like we're awfully slow.
I'm going to say I feel almost the same, but my word was concern. Someone asked me, what do you think about everything the Lions are doing? I was like, I like what they've done, but I'm concerned about the defense. That's where I'm at.
Well, I'm concerned at the and once again, don't get me wrong. I know nothing at all as to what goes on behind the scenes. I don't think most fans know even anything. I know it's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of negotiating. We still have the draft coming up, but we already said we had to basically pick up some picks.
We added 2 defensive backs, a nickel back and a defensive back.
Yeah,
one from the Bucks, and then so that's some depth there. We added Ty Conklin, depth tight end players, because we were dropping our tight ends were dropping like flies last year.
And
we were like on the 4th string tight end.
Well,
Ty Conklin, hometown boy, Lance Cruz.
Yeah,
also played for CMU, Fire Up Chips.
Yeah, yeah. So once again, I'm not at all, critical of the picks. Of the trades, of what we gained, what we lost. It just seems like we started in the negative. We already had holes, okay?
Yes.
We already had holes.
And then he's like giving everyone away. It's like, what's going on? And I understand where people are confused.
Yeah, and I think that's why people are, and that's like I said, I'm not critical, and we still have time, right? Free agency just started last week.
I was confused that they let Roy Lopez go, but I don't know. There's got to be.
Yeah. But see, that's just it. It seems like
Glasgow, I wasn't surprised. Amik Robertson, I know he's somewhat of a fan favorite. He was a depth cornerback. Yeah, I liked Amik, but I wasn't that surprised at that. I definitely wasn't surprised with Anzalone.
Yeah.
they drafted Campbell to take Anzalone's spot.
Yeah.
Jack Campbell. They did.
Yeah.
Alex is 32. I know he's a fan favorite, but it was a smart move, and he wanted more money too. Like it's a business.
Yeah, and you use, like I said, I use the word worry, use the word concern. The fact is you probably just named off 8 players that we let go and 4 on defense that we gained. Okay, so that's what I mean by concern.
I'm worried about the defensive line and the depth of our secondary.
Yeah,
but I mean,
that's the whole defense.
No, it's not. I left out the linebackers.
Oh, Jack Campbell. Okay, linebacker.
Hey, and Rodrigo.
Okay.
We got Rodrigo.
Okay, yeah. Okay. But still, the depth. Like I said, we need to fill holes, and we need the depth. So, I mean, we can sit here and talk about it all day. We don't have all day to talk about just the Lions.
Oh, I can
still
go all
got
day
time.
with the Lions.
Well, we still got time, and we still have the draft.
And we re-signed Teddy Bridgewater, backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome back, Teddy.
I don't understand why everyone's bitching about that neither. A lot of people are blowing up on social media. Oh, this old man, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, he's 32 years old. Like, Stafford's 36. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And plus, he's a good mentor. He's a decent backup.
Yeah.
And if something happens to Goff, he can play.
Yeah, he can play.
And he's a good locker room good guy, a good mentor. I like Teddy.
Yeah, I do too. I mean,
they did re-sign the other day Trevor Nowitzki and Tom Kennedy. People were upset about Tom Kennedy too, so they're re-signed also.
Yeah, well, can't please everyone, right?
No.
I'm dying to see what happens in the draft.
Well, that's just it.
And I think last podcast I said, I'm so glad I don't have to hear any more Maxx Crosby talk. And what the F happened?
Oh, there
what
we
happens?
go. Nice transition, man.
Great transition.
We got to touch
And
on
I remember
that.
I texted you guys that night. You guys were like, what? I was like, I just read this on Adam Schefter. That deal's falling apart.
Yeah, I thought you were joking at first.
Yeah. No, I verified before I set that up. I was like, oh, my God. So, and now here it is for the Maxx Crosby talk again. Oh, my God. What did you think about all that?
I felt
I have a strong
felt
opinion.
so bad.
I think Mike, I think you were leaning towards the conspiracy theories, right?
I have a
felt
strong
so
opinion. Well, a
bad
lot of
for
people
him.
are mad at Baltimore and saying that's Bush League and all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's nonsense. It's a business. I deal in contracts every day. No, I'm not a sports agent, but it's a business, and it was contingent on passing a physical, and nothing was final until the start of free agency, which was, Tuesday at 4 o'clock?
Exactly, yeah.
So, no, they did their due diligence, just like having a home inspection.
Yep.
They didn't like what they saw, and they backed out of the deal. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Everyone's ripping on Baltimore now.
All this happened. Well, and
And
not only
now
that.
you want the conspiracy theory.
well, not only that. Wait, well, let me finish that thought. Not only that, and for those that are listening that don't quite understand what we're talking about, is you got to remember that there's like a legal tampering period that started on Monday. So the free agency really didn't start till like Wednesday afternoon.
Right. Was it Wednesday? Wednesday at 4 o'clock,
Yeah,
right?
Wednesday at 4 o'clock. But Monday is when they call it a quote-unquote legal tampering. That means you could negotiate and you could start doing stuff and kind of saying out in public what you're trying to do or
Until it's in
whatever.
writing, it ain't done, man.
Yeah. So but the thing...
But see, that's the media's fault and everyone else, social media, all the media, everyone talked about, oh, so-and-so signed. No, they weren't signed. They're talking.
Well,
They technically weren't signed.
What are your thoughts on, the thing that sticks in my mind is the excuse that Baltimore gave afterwards was that because they ended up signing who?
Trey Hendricks.
Trey Hendrickson. Their excuse was they were trying to get both. You heard that, right?
I don't know that I believe that.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that either.
Okay.
But that's what they were saying. Okay, that's what they're saying.
I felt so bad for Max because I don't know if you saw one of my best friends who is in Atlanta right now, but he lived in Baltimore for a brief period of time, and so his AFC team of choice is the Ravens, and he sent me the post that Max made on his Instagram when he did this farewell
I saw
speech.
that.
Yeah.
Yep, I saw
So
that.
So he was like, man, it's been real. I love my Raiders, but I'm excited to start this new opportunity. So it's like he's making this like grand exit and like really humble too. And then
Yeah, at least he didn't burn no bridges. At least he was humble about it.
yeah, and so that I felt so bad. I was like, dude, that's gotta be so embarrassing. Like,
I think Baltimore manipulated the market. I totally think they manipulated the market. I think they knew exactly what they were doing. And it was all legal in my opinion.
You
But
think
I
there's
think
some dirty pool being played
I don't think
here?
it was dirty pool because it was all in the contingency period.
Well,
We could do a whole show on contingency. It was contingent on a satisfactory,
yeah.
not inspection,
And
Yeah.
well, yeah. It was
physical.
it was a physical inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like a home inspection, you know what I mean? If you have a home inspection, right, as the buyer, you really don't have to tell the seller what you're not happy with.
If you have,
you can just say you're not satisfied.
You have
with
a
the
5-day
inspection.
contingency. You have 5 calendar days from the date of acceptance to back out of the deal. It could be for any. It don't have to be for anything.
Yep.
You can just say, I don't want to. It's your due diligence. I don't like the color of the walls. It can be whatever you want.
Yep.
So you don't have to say anything, really. You just, I'm going to back out.
Yeah.
Of course, you keep doing that over and over. You get a bad reputation or the agent gets a bad reputation.
I didn't like that.
Which could happen. That's, I think, why people are mad at Baltimore. But
Yep.
to me,
They didn't like that bone sticking out of his knee.
I
So-
mean, dude, it was a big, that was a big trade. 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
If
Well-
they didn't like something like,
well, that's just
I'm
it.
just saying.
You know what I mean? That's the other thing too.
then everyone, all the shock jocks are like, oh, there's nothing wrong with Max. Everyone knew he was on crutches. Are you guys doctors? How do you know? I mean, maybe they saw something they truly didn't like.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what though. If this was intentional manipulation, what I wasn't aware of was that Baltimore had never ever traded with a first round pick before.
No.
And in this case, the initial deal was they were giving up 2 first round picks, right? One this year and one next year, I think, or in 27.
Yes.
So they were giving up 2, but they had never done that before. Okay,
Correct.
so if it was, intentional, man, they tried to make it look as good as possible. That's all I can say, man.
I'm kind of curious how, and now I'm like confused, and now Oakland's going to keep him? Like, I thought for sure someone else was going to, I thought initially, I'm like, well, they backed out, but they drove the price down. Now someone else is going to get him for a lesser price, right? For lesser draft picks. But now they're saying, now it appears, it's been a week, it appears he's staying with Oakland.
Well,
Or Las Vegas. I'm sorry, I'm old school.
I know.
I'm old school too. But I think part of that is because of the market. Yeah. Because what's the first thing everyone thought when the deal fell apart? The first thing that I thought was, well, if he's going to go somewhere now, teams aren't going to want to give up the first round picks.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But
so, and I'm saying Oakland again.
And did
Las Vegas kept saying that they wanted
set
it.
the market for Trey Hendrickson to get them a better deal on Trey Hendrickson? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They might have.
Like I said, this will be.
I
think this
that's
will be a
conspiracy-
question for years.
That's a conspiracy theory, but
Yeah, I think this will be a question for years, man. But
it was a very interesting week. I was like,
It was. It was so.
it was a crazy
It was a
week.
roller coaster of a week.
sure.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's just one of those things, where we're just gonna have to just wait and see what happens. All I know is, man, I wonder. I bet Brady's pissed. He's been trying to do some moves. He's been trying to make some moves with these.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to step up to his ownership. Role.
I think that was what we heard was he was going to be more involved with, with the roster.
Yeah.
That's just what I heard.
I don't know how much he's in. I mean, he's a minority owner, right? He's only got a stake. And he's not like half owner or nothing, is he?
Yeah, I
think
don't
he's got
know,
a
but
stake.
I just heard that he was going to have more input and say in regards to the roster. So maybe they're leaning on him a little bit more, like as a consultant.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't
he
know.
would be a good consultant.
I really don't care about the Raiders, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Raider Nation, you exist, so you exist.
That's about it.
Yeah, you guys. Hey, more power to you.
He holds a 5% stake in it.
Okay.
I mean, that's not. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Well, he's Brady.
It's like 220 million, but I mean,
Well, he's
it's not
Brady.
peanuts,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
it's Tom
It's-
Brady. It's
Yeah, when he speaks, they're going to listen.
Yep.
Whether how much they take of what he says, we don't know. Because obviously he's never been an owner before.
Right.
I mean,
It's a whole different animal.
yeah, it's a lot different between between being an owner and having 18 rings. You know what I'm saying? So
the GOAT.
yeah, he's just a goat. That's all.
He's the GOAT.
It's just the goat.
That's just a goat. Yeah, that's all, man. Punk.
Yeah, right.
But anyway,
It was a great week. Nothing really much has happened this week. We do have breaking news today. Justin Fields is being traded to the Kansas City Chiefs.
yeah,
Just came out this morning.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, it did.
In exchange for a 2027 sixth-round draft pick. So he's going to take the snaps from Mahomes while Mahomes recovers. Seems like it seems like a good move to me. But
Yeah, I've actually been surprised of all the quarterbacks that have been moved around. I mean, I think we might have been texting a little bit or whatever when Cousins got released, which you kind of figured that was going to happen. But
now, did he sign anywhere, or is he still? He just got
Not
released.
yet.
He's just collecting paycheck. He's doing good.
well,
man.
yeah, he's owed some money.
He's made a lot of money.
He's owed
He
some
signed
money.
some lucrative
I think
contracts.
Doc was texting. He was asking whether or not he was going to hang his cleats up, right?
Yeah.
He signed
And
some
I-
lucrative contracts.
Well, yeah, but what I read, and I hadn't read it at the time. I think I just read it last night or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he actually came out and said that he wanted to play. I think he kind of knew he was probably going to, go somewhere, maybe be released. But he said, it was my understanding that he came out and said he wanted to play. Now, he could be more careful. He could be, pickier, choosier about where he goes, and he offers that come up. And, there was some talk that he might be the one to go to Minnesota, back to Minnesota. But that ain't happening now that they signed Kyler, right? So, I'd be curious to see if he lands somewhere. And to be honest, I was thinking, some of these quarterbacks that were getting released and whatnot, I was thinking, wow, maybe we would get a backup, for Jared. But then Teddy came in the picture. Teddy came back, and I like Teddy. So, like you said, we already covered that. But
I don't know. A lot of people were complaining about that. I'm like,
I don't have a problem
I don't know what
with
they're
that at
complaining
all.
about. I mean,
Talking about you. You want to talk about someone that's trusted and familiar with the team.
yeah.
And
Locker room guy, a mentor. He was a mentor to J-Mo.
Yeah, exactly.
He helped straighten J-Mo out a little. So, and everyone would act like he was 50 years old. He's 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't like thrilled about it, but like I wasn't mad about it. Like I thought it was an okay move. It's a backup.
Oh, I just heard. You know what I just heard, and I don't know how long he's been out of the league. I think it's been a few years. I just heard that Matt Ryan was interested in playing.
Oh, stop it.
I just heard that, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah. How long has he been out of the league? Well, now it's free agency, so now it's time for people to just, with social media and everything. I guess you say something to see if something happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
see if it
what
sticks.
happened last year, right? What happened last year? Who was the old timer that came back and actually played last
Philip
year?
Rivers.
Oh,
Exactly. So because of that, why not? If you think you're in shape,
That was still the strangest thing I've ever seen. I can't believe he came back.
hey, and he actually did it.
Did that
okay?
really happen?
Which reminds me, we were just
Am I in Bizarro World?
well,
just
you
the
want
upside down.
well here's the bizarre. We were just talking about Brady. Brady is playing football again starting this weekend.
Excuse me.
Yeah, flag football.
Okay.
I don't think Brady will ever come back. to
Well,
NFL. I don't think he'll make a comeback.
Well, he's been getting in shape for the. They got this little tournament. It's going to be televised. I think flag football is going to be like an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
So I think it's this coming weekend is when they're starting that tournament. I think it's like 3 teams, some kind of a round robin tournament, and Brady is playing. I don't know who else is. I think think maybe Gronk might be playing.
Well, of course.
But yeah, I'd be curious to see that. And there's just been a lot of hype about him. Well, he stays in shape. Brady stays in shape anyway.
I mean, the guy's man.
Yeah,
he's very regimented in his routine.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's once again.
He's got nutritionists and cooks and private chefs he's very, very healthy.
Yeah, if there's someone
lifestyle.
that wanted to come back on a whim, he would definitely be at the top of the list.
You're not going to see Brady at the bar having a beer and a burger.
Nope, you'll see me there though. But my name's not Brady. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there because we did touch on Brady, and you guys didn't even know that, did you? Brady's going to be on TV playing football this weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend?
I think it's this weekend, man.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's this weekend. And once again, nowadays with streaming services or whatever, if you don't catch it live, you might be able to.
You really can. So we just cut the cord. We're streaming now. Man, there's everything out there. I can watch anything I want at any time. It's great.
You still had cable?
We did until last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, like the Oscars were on last night, and I didn't watch the Oscars because I was catching up on. Well, first of all, it's so long and it starts so early.
Yeah. I don't watch any of those award shows. I can't stand them.
Yeah. Well, some of them when I was younger, I used to try to watch some of them, but now I catch like bits and pieces, or I catch it on the repeat.
Yeah.
Catch it on the repeat because you can fast forward or do it.
Right,
You know what I mean? You don't have to sit through and watch the whole thing.
Right.
But whatever you want to watch, like whether it's some of the performances or but anyway, yeah, I was just the point I was going to make was that I'm sure the flag football games will be, you'll be able to catch it streaming, repeating somewhere.
I mean, you can stream water polo in Japan at 3 a.m. if you want. There's all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to the streaming world, Mitchell. You should just get YouTube TV.
Well, since we're veering off of football,
the bracket's starting. We got to hurry up, wrap this up because I got to fill up my brackets today.
Oh yeah, there you go.
This is
Yesterday, we're taping the day after Selection Sunday, so this is all fresh. I happen to print out a couple copies of the brackets. I didn't get a chance.
I'm not even prepared for this. If you're looking for picks, I'm not even prepared.
Yeah, we're not.
Like I said, we're just looking right now.
Yeah, I mean, March Madness officially starts tomorrow? I think Tuesday. So tomorrow, I believe.
I think there's a play-in game tomorrow.
Yeah, but the brackets
there's
are
2 play-in
here.
games tomorrow.
Yep. The brackets are here.
All right, you want my picks?
There's some interesting matchups. That's all I can say.
I'm gonna say it's going to be Connecticut and Gonzaga. Boom.
Wow.
In the final 2, you pick the winner.
I actually think Connecticut might have a chance to at least get to the Final 4. But yeah, it's pretty. Like I said, I haven't watched a ton of.
You guys are going to go back and look at this and go, "Damn, Mitchell Thomas, you called that again?"
I feel like they're always in it though.
Who? UConn?
UConn and Gonzaga.
Well,
like,
yeah,
they're
they
UConn
are.
They're a blue chip, right?
They are.
Or
They
Duke.
are.
Like.
But I before we started taping, I mentioned I caught part of that game, and the conference tournaments were happening this past week, and they're finishing up, and I caught that St. John's versus UConn game, and St. John's, man, just came out and punched UConn in the mouth. I mean, so St. John's, man, that's Patino's team, senior. So, man, they were looking tough, and they got one of the top players in the country. I mean, all the top teams usually do. Duke has their their top player. UConn does. St. John's. Michigan is slated to make some noise.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to take it all.
You don't think they're going to go for it? You don't think they're going to do it?
I don't think so. It's just that, like I said, I haven't watched a ton of basketball. I've tried catching up here, knowing that March Madness was coming up, especially catching bits and pieces of some of the games. I think there's going to be a good handful of, there's always some upsets. I think there's going to be a few more, like whatever they call them, mid-level teams that are going to step up in the early rounds. I think everyone's bracket is really going to get like
jacked up
early. So keep that in mind if you haven't filled out your bracket yet. I think a lot of brackets are going to get jacked up early this year. Not that I don't think Michigan going to get knocked out early, but I'd be surprised. And you heard it here.
Yeah,
I'm doing my Mitchell Thomas impersonation. I'd be surprised if they get out of the round of 16.
If Michigan will, the Sweet 16.
Yep, I'm just saying.
Walter's
Okay, nothing against them, because earlier, if you look back,
I mean, I would love to have that happen, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I think part of it has to do with the player that they lost.
Right.
They lost someone several weeks ago, a month ago, or whatever.
And
even though they've still been jamming, they still are an awesome team.
Yes, but
yeah, this
is almost new territory.
Exactly.
And for those that are listening, listening because they can't see me. When it comes to any of my teams, Michigan, the Lions, the Tigers, Wings, whatever, I am a realist fan. So as much as I would love to say, oh, they're going to do it, I don't know, because this is, like I said, this is new territory.
Good answer. I don't know.
So.
No, good answer.
We'll see.
So let's segue into pro ball, since Mr. Realist.
Yes.
Because I know you.
Detroit basketball. Pistons are still cruising.
Yeah, they're still cruising, but they've been going through a rough stretch. They lost last night.
You guys, it's a long season. You're going to have a stretch like that.
No, you're going to, but see.
Man, why do the new Detroit fans they want everything perfect? Like,
I don't want anything, man. I love Detroit basketball.
I do too. A perfect season.
I do too. But there's some games that should not have gone down the way that they went down.
Well, and I'm just going to give you my opinion, okay? My opinion is this. This time of year, I mean, you're right, Mike. Everyone goes through a bad stretch, but this is the worst time to go through a bad stretch because, see, right now, everyone's gearing up for the playoffs. So everyone's trying to step up their game.
That's right.
So that's number one. Number two, there have been some good teams that have had players out for most of the season.
Yeah.
Like Boston. Tatum just came back, and Tatum's looking pretty good. They gave him extra time to recover and get prepared. He's been looking pretty good. So I'll be honest with you, man. The East has changed right now.
Yeah.
Because Cleveland's stepping up,
They are.
Since the trade, because they picked up Harden.
Yep.
Boston has Tatum back. You got to remember, Boston's been hanging in there without their best player all season. No. Now their best player comes back. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, it's just tough, and I just really wish.
Are we still in first place? We are.
Yeah, I think barely.
In the East.
Yeah, in the East.
But not in the overall league.
No, but we still got a 4-game lead in the East.
Well, don't get me wrong. We're going to make the playoffs.
Yes.
It's just how far we're going to go in the playoffs.
Here's what I think. And after watching now quite a few games and listening to quite a few games over the last few weeks, really, I think if it comes down to the Pistons and the Spurs, we're fucked. The Spurs are going to do it because they just, I don't know what it is, they just seem to have that upper hand on us.
Yeah, well, I don't even think we're going to get that far. The Spurs are in the West, so I don't think we'll get that far to play the Spurs. I think we're going to have a problem getting out of the East. That's just my opinion. I'm just saying, I mean, we'll see how things play out.
It's all doom and gloom here, folks.
No, it's not doom and gloom.
It's not doom and gloom. It's just, again, realism.
Yeah, once again, man, I love the Pistons.
This is key realty.
I love, I mean, here's the other thing, too, and I'll end on this. I think Doc said it best in one of the previous episodes. I love watching them play.
Yeah.
And by now, right? By now that the opponents, if they're going to play the Pistons, what do they have to do, Doc?
They have to grab their lunch pail and put on their hard hat and get to work.
Exactly.
Because they're going to make them work for it.
Yeah, and see, it's been that way all season.
Yes.
So now teams know. I mean, they might have heard it at first, but we've played at such a high level
Yeah.
all year.
And we
see,
make
now,
statements when we would get on that court.
Oh, yeah.
Right
don't-
away.
And,
It's like,
that's
this is
not
our
going to
court.
end.
No.
But see, it's a different time because we're getting towards the end of the season, like I said, and other teams are stepping up their game because they know what they're up against. It's just like we lost last night.
Yeah, Toronto.
We lost to Toronto, and it's because we probably busted their heads the first time we played them, and they knew that they had to come in and play physical and be aggressive, and we just didn't have our best game. That's going to happen. But
Yeah.
you add the two together, see, when it comes playoff time, you don't have a whole lot of chances, man.
No.
You don't
No.
have a lot. That's what I mean. Is that I'm hoping for the best. I just don't think we're going to make it all the way to the mountaintop this year. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out, man.
We'll see.
That's why they play the games.
Exactly.
See, I think
And
they'll
I'm
make
hoping-
the mountaintop. I think they will go to make it to the mountaintop. But as far as who we're up there with,
Yeah.
if it's San Antonio, that's a no-go. If it's Oklahoma, yes.
I don't know, man. Oklahoma's been stepping up their game too. Man. As soon as the talk about Cade being the MVP for the season got real loud, guess who stepped up their game, man? The reigning MVP. He stepped up his game. I'm just saying. So, like I said, I'm real curious to see how the remaining of the season plays out in the playoffs.
Yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting one for sure.
Well, it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time in Detroit.
Oh, it very much is.
Yep.
Because the Wings, once again, the Wings are back to their struggling ways a little bit, but they're still hanging in there. I believe they're still. I think they're still holding on to a wild card.
Barely. They're at the bottom of the 2 slots left.
That's
We
what
took
I mean.
1 point Saturday. The injuries are killing us.
Exactly.
It's March again. Here we are. I'm remaining optimistic, and I'm hoping they can.
And I am too.
Man, I'd love to see Larkin get back in the playoffs. He's only been there once his first year. I'd love to see him get back and get in the playoffs.
Especially after he
Yes.
stepped up at the All-Star and at the Olympics.
The Olympics, yep, absolutely.
So yeah, and that's we're missing our captain. So yeah, so we do need him back.
They just called up a couple shooters from Grand Rapids, but we'll see how March plays out. We're going to know in a couple weeks here. So
Yep, exactly. And then there's the Tigers that are they're playing spring ball right now.
Training, yep. I got my
Tiger
Stadium shirt on.
Yep. And
I should have never taken it down.
well, I know you guys probably didn't follow this at all, but the WBC, the World Baseball Classic. Yeah, Mike's yawning over here. Man, I'm not into the World Baseball Classic really doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
But I love sports and I love baseball.
Yeah.
Man, I watched that Japan versus Venezuela game.
Yeah.
That was one of the more exciting games I've ever seen recently in baseball. You know why? Because Venezuela, I don't remember the stats, whatever. I don't think that they've really made a lot of noise in the World Baseball Classic over the past several times because they don't play every year. It's kind of weird how their schedule is. But I think a lot of us know that around the world, a lot of other countries, their top sport is football, right? Soccer. And if you've ever watched some of these countries like Venezuela or at a soccer game, their games, the crowds, it's like a party out there. So the World Baseball Classic, they're playing down in Miami. And that stadium, normally during a baseball game, it's like something happens, a crack of the bat, and then you hear the crowd go, ah, or whatever. That game, man, there was crowd noise and party. It seemed like there was a party atmosphere the whole time. And then when something did happen, when Venezuela did do something, which they won, by the way, they broke Japan's streak because Japan's been going to the finals for a number of years in a row. They knocked Japan out. But Venezuela, first of all, their coaching staff, I want to bring that up. we mentioned this on a previous taping, but Miggy was Miggy was on Miggy was giving hell to one of the umps because of what he thought was a bad call. That was funny as hell. So if you get a chance, you just got to watch the clip, man. You just got to see Miggy going off, man.
That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny, and then it's just kind of nice to see. It's a different type of baseball because you see a couple of names of players that you've heard of in the past that are either coaching now or players that are playing. Like I think we just played the Dominican. We just beat the Dominican yesterday, like 2-1. And you see some of the names, like I didn't know on the Dominican coaching staff, Albert Pujols was on the coaching staff.
Oh, wow, there's a name I haven't heard.
Yeah, so it's just interesting. So like I said, that kind of stuff, is kind of interesting. But that game, if you happen to see a clip of that Venezuela-Japan game, two really good teams, and that was a heck of a game. I just thought I'd throw that out there, man. Catch a repeat of 10 or 15 minutes of the game, man, just so you can see what I'm talking about the atmosphere. That's how baseball games should be all the time.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there.
All right. Sick. I can dig it.
But anyway.
Cool.
I know we're covering a bunch of things. There's a lot of different little things going on, but I do want to touch on, and we've talked we did a crossover and just comparisons to some real estate scenarios, but it's that time of the year. We're getting ready into the peak buying and selling season, right, Mike?
Yes.
And a lot of times,
if the weather would start cooperating.
Yeah,
it's getting cold again this week. Tomorrow's going to be like St. Patrick's Day, high at 23 or something.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. I got to go back to Florida.
Put your heavy coat on when you go out to go drink your green beer.
But we're coming up on it.
Yeah, and usually one of the things that
some might even say it's here, but
yeah,
I feel like once the weather breaks, it'll
really start rocking. I think it's kind of here only because of the shifting that's been happening in a lot of parts of the country, to more of a buyer's advantage. And that was the point I was going to get at, was that usually this time of year, a lot of times we talk about buyers right away, but I'm going to flip the script. I want to talk about sellers, because we just happen to have my partner here who's an awesome listing agent here in the local area. And so
thank you.
I wanted to bring that up, Mike, because I think a lot of people they're not aware of things that, that they should listen for when they're having conversations, whether they're hanging out with family, if they're at work and they have coworkers and they're in a conversation, for example, they might be at work and my aunt passed away and I'm helping clean out her house and we're going to have to put the house up for sale.
Right.
I'm
sorry to hear that. You should probably have a quick conversation with Mike.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Mike, give us some examples of some situations.
Not to be all a downer, we just had a aunt pass away, but people get divorced too.
Exactly.
Oh, did you hear so-and-so are getting divorced? Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that. Someone I probably want to talk to, I can probably help them out, because most of the time, it depends. Every situation is different, but they're going to have to sell the house at some point. So sometimes they split it, whatever, what have you. People downsizing.
Exactly.
Or people growing. They had a baby. Congratulations. That's awesome. Beautiful baby. Do you need more room?
Yeah.
You probably have a conversation with Mike, right? So, these are just quick scripts that, points that, if you hear that. Buzzwords, that's it. Yeah. Bullet point.
Well, and getting back to the first thing that I mentioned, as an example of death, sometimes it's not always a death. Sometimes you might have elderly parents or elderly relatives that just can't stay in the home anymore.
Yes, I've done a lot of them too.
Maybe they have to be moved out and go live with family or go live in a home or something like that.
Or assisted living, or sometimes even just a condo. They need, instead of a house, a condo where the lawn's cut and all that stuff.
Exactly. So yeah, there's a lot of different situations, and I think people don't think about that. That sometimes that those are all great situations where they, just because they talk to a realtor doesn't mean that they're going to sign up their
That's
house.
what I was just going to mention. You,
Yeah.
you are reading my mind.
Yeah, it's just to get information, have a conversation, find out what.
If you say they say, oh, we're talking to her, we're going to list with a friend. Still drop my name because they haven't talked to that friend yet. They probably haven't, and who knows if they will. That's a referral. That's a referral. We're going to list with a friend. We're going to wait till spring. That's a referral because they're already thinking about it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But they need guidance.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, nothing against anyone's relative or friend that's a realtor, but that it's an important transaction when you're dealing with real estate. And you're looking to sell a home or even get information about selling a home, that's a very important transaction. And sometimes your friend or coworker, might not be the best person. It's your coworker that maybe does real estate part-time. They may not be the best qualified person to handle that situation. And once again, I'm not saying that Mike is the best for every situation, because if that was the case, he wouldn't even have time to do the taping right now.
Right.
But, he does have tons and tons of experience, years of experience, and that does count for a lot because in those years, he's come across a lot of different situations.
Exactly. I do want to throw out, I'm nothing against part-time agents. There are some really good part-time agents.
Exactly.
There's some bad ones too. There's some bad full-time agents.
Exactly.
But
that's the point I'm trying to make is that it's you have to go deeper than that.
I just want to cover that.
Yeah, not just because I work with them or not just because they're my auntie. You know what I mean? That's not the only good reason. It's a reason. But it's not, and so sometimes there's nothing wrong with talking to your friend.
Those two words again, due diligence.
Exactly.
Not just for buying, but you're hiring. You should be interviewing realtors. You should be talking to them. Who's the best fit for you to represent you to sell your house?
Yeah, and then, while we're talking about it, Mike, just real quick, because a lot of people don't understand the things that realtors do, okay? What I mean by that is, people are like, okay, well, I'm going to sell my home, so I hire a realtor, and the realtor is going to, take pictures and put a sign in front, and then I'm good to go. That's not the case.
It's easy.
Yeah, that's not the case. There's a whole process. There's a lot of things. Talk a little bit about some of the things that you do. There's
so much that goes on behind the scenes that, quite frankly, I just don't even let my clients know because that's what they hired me for, is to take care of all that. Take care of the stress. I'll stress. You don't need to stress. You just sit back and, hopefully get your house sold. The first thing starts with pricing. If you don't price your house right, things aren't going to go smooth. That's the very first thing.
Especially in today's market.
And I know, so there's no magic formula to pricing a house. I don't have there's no app that I punch in. I know people think Zillow. Nothing wrong with looking at Zillow or Redfin, but there's no human element behind that. That's all computers. It's almost, I don't want to say AI, but I've seen the prices sometimes spot on what it says your house is worth. I've seen them wrong is up to $100,000 off. Like, you never know. So I always tell people Zillow doesn't know that there's 12 cats living in the house.
There
right?
you go.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it smells, right? Zillow does not know that. So they say it's worth $1 million. Right? So, but yeah, then that from marketing your home, getting it out on the internet everywhere, getting it out on social media, pre-qualifying buyers, having relationships with other agents, with the buyer's agents to get the deal done. The relationships are huge.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
And here's something that people might not ever even think about, but so, I have this home, Mike, that's in my family member passed away, and, we need to know, like, if you sell this house, how much money are we going to make? Okay. I mean, there's a whole process you got to go through for that, right?
Correct.
To kind of calculate approximately what, I mean.
A comparative market analysis. I sit down, I come up with a price, a realistic list price, and what I think it would sell for. And then look at your numbers. What do you have a mortgage on it? Are there any liens on it? We go through that.
That's where I'm going.
And then do a seller net sheet and come out and say, look, this is what, if we get
ding, ding,
X,
ding,
X,
ding,
X
ding, ding.
for a sales price, you're gonna net Y. And I'm usually pretty close within a couple $100 in my estimates, to be honest with you. So
yeah, the bells went off because you said the magic words, net sheet. I mean, yeah, you got to calculate that approximately. There's a whole process. You need certain information. You figure that out.
Sellers have closing costs. And people always get this. That's a whole nother show. But
exactly.
There's buyer closing costs and there's seller closing costs.
Yep.
And everyone's always like, why do I pay closing costs? Well,
and it varies
there's
from
closing
state
costs
to
for
state.
buyers. There's closing costs for sellers.
Yeah,
there
it
is.
varies from state to state and area from area. I mean, what I'm talking about
I hate using that word closing costs because it scares people.
Yeah, but no, it's the truth because of, and the biggest thing that's different, and there's a number of things that could be different from state to state, are like tax prorations. In some areas you pay taxes in the arrears. In some areas you pay taxes ahead of time. So, all that is
even in Michigan. There's some places in Michigan up north that pay taxes in arrears.
Exactly.
I did a deal for someone before. They bought a cottage up north, and I negotiated the deal, wrote the offer, negotiated it, and their taxes were done in arrears. And yeah, it gets a little tricky. To be honest, I was a little confused. I had to look for some help, and I got it. Everything worked out. We got it taken care of. But usually taxes are paid in advance, and we prorate them. In arrears, it's a whole other ballgame. So,
well, that's what
that's just things you need to watch out for. Yeah.
Well, because you do most of your business down here in southeast Michigan, so that all the counties down here do it that way. But you're right. There are certain counties that do, have a different. They put their taxes
sure
just
you
paid different
too.
Oh yeah. So, and like I said, it's different in different states as well. So, once again, folks, if you're listening, and first of all, if you're listening, especially if you've been with us for 2 years, we really appreciate you.
Yes.
We
thank you.
Yeah, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We hope that you stick with us. We're hoping to continue and get better as time goes on, and we're looking forward to another year of some really good shows covering some good topics, and a couple of guests this coming year.
Oh yeah,
I see that.
We
in the
haven't had
future.
some guests.
It's been a minute since we've had a guest.
Been a minute.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up. Now's the time for us to start thinking about it. We'll have a little powwow about that.
Oh yeah.
About who we need to bring on screen with us and into the studio. But yeah, I think it's time for us to end this episode. And once again, if you are new to checking us out, want you to be aware of how you can check us out everywhere. We're on Spotify and YouTube. And my name's Dave Underwood. I'm the mortgage guy. We've got Mike Mitchell, our awesome local realtor, and our esteemed producer, Walter Hooper of Hooper Marketing.
What's up?
That's the whole team, folks. And Mike, if someone wants to get a hold of you,
you can Google me, Mike Mitchell Realtor, or easier, call or text me at 586-291-2652.
And for me, I love to be Googled as well. Any time of the day. Or you can call or text 248-219-3457. And until next time,
go Red Wings.
Go Pistons.